Thank you guys very much for having me. Those of you all who were hearing Shannon and I before, she was asking me about the carnival season here in Trinidad and Tobago. And yes, the season is just over, but we're still in a happy place here in TNT. For those of you all who may have come to Trinidad before and experienced carnival, you should have an idea of what it's like. So today I'm just going to bring it real. I'm going to bring it raw. I'm going to share with you all about how we do that empowering of youth, to drive food and nutrition security. And it's indeed a pleasure to be here to share my experience, to share how we do this at a global level, at a local level, and even myself getting connected to this society. I met one of the persons, a professor from Texas A&M in Morocco. I think it was last December, and we got connected, and it was like, hey, you need me to be part of this network. I was like, sure, I want to be part of this network, because soil is life and life is soil, so I absolutely, I'm happy to be here today to share more. I have a whole lot of things to share with you all. And of course, I think afterwards, we will definitely have some little interaction, some questions and answers. No, don't ask me too much of hard questions, So I am Alpha Sennon. I'm the CEO and founder of WHYFARM. And, Shannon spoke about all the nice stuff about me. But deep down, I'm simply an agriholic, like that is who I am. So yes, I may need some help. I have to go to some sessions from time to time to be able to speak with other agriholics, to be able to just, get that help that we need. And my dream is to just get every young person on the face of this planet to look as sexy as me in this dashing bush patch, and all excited to be in farming and to be into ag. And that is my dream, and that is what I try to deliver to the world, So let's look at a little bit about why. So my big question is always, who would feed 9 billion people by the year 2050? We are now in the year 2024, and the average age of farmers are still 55 and increasing. Yes, I know that there are studies right now where the age actually declining a bit, but still we have a challenge globally. By the year 2050, these elderly farmers today, they will be deceased. Our 30-year-old farmers today, our 30-year-old professionals today, by the year 2050, they would be retired. Our young people, our 10-year-olds today, they would be the young professionals by the year 2050. So then it's only obvious that our 10-year-olds are the ones to feed us in the future. But what are our 10-year-olds thinking about today? And you all would know that, the typical careers, lawyer, engineer, doctor, police, scientist, pilot, YouTubers, TikTokers, you name it, right? So there are a steady decline in youth in agriculture, youth engagement in agriculture. And we at WHYFARM said that we have to make agriculture to ensure that there's an increase in youth engagement in agriculture. And one of the ways in which we set out to do this is via agricultural, educational entertainment, and using comics and poetry, and using creative and colorful messages to engage these young people, because the transformative years of conditioning one mind is between birth and 12, So we cannot wait until university to teach the youth about food security. And we cannot wait to get a PhD to learn about climate change adaptability. So I'm just going to be dropping some bombs as we go along here, right? So it's like we have to engage at this very early age to ensure that our young people take up and understand the role that they can play in food and nutrition security. So I remember growing up, I'm still growing up, by the way, I'm a very young person, but I remember growing up back in the days, and the story of Captain Planet would just be super amazing to me. And some of you all, I'm not sure of the age bracket on the call this morning, but I would assume some of you all may have grown up with Captain Planet as well. And Captain Planet would go like this. Captain Planet, he's a hero. He's going to bring pollution down to zero. And I think they took Captain Planet off TV in Trinidad maybe when I was like 10 years. So 20-something years later, I still remember Captain Planet. I still remember the messages of Captain Planet. Don't waste the water, don't litter, be environmentally friendly. and I could still sing the song today. So that made me realize something like this is missing for agriculture to solve that problem, which we spoke about a few slides ago. And I realized that there must be an adventure to encourage youth in agriculture, starting with a main character who's branded as the world's most powerful food provider. So we introduced, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the world's first and only food and nutrition security superhero, AGRIMAN. And AGRIMAN is growing future nourishers from the ground up. So AGRIMAN would say this. Let me see if I can get a little, I don't know about you guys, but I'm still feeling in carnival mood, right? So I'm gonna do a little bit of a rapso, calypso, kaiso for you all. Boys and girls, I'm the AGRIMAN. To feed the world is my master plan. If you plant one tree, you could eat for free. This will guarantee food security. From field to farm, let's let it sprout. Soon we'll see an end to drought. Once we all grow what we need, soon the whole world we can feed. Man, AGRIMAN, AGRIMAN. My voice isn't the best, but I still try. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I take my bows. So when AGRIMAN say, plant one tree, you will eat for free. That will guarantee food security. When AGRIMAN say, be rice responsible. Do not waste one grain of rice. And be healthy and eat local. Be loyal and be local, be loyal. You know, and these are some of the slangs that AGRIMAN would use to really engage these children to create a healthier future for them. And of course, we know we can't just create AGRIMAN and everyone is wondering, well, where's AgriWoman? Where's AgriLady? Where's AgriGirl? So we did a camp maybe back in 2017, and some kids, maybe like some 10 and 12-year-olds, we asked them to come up with a name for the female AGRIMAN. And you guys would, well, I know Shannon called it out in the beginning. I don't know who remembers right now. And maybe if you remember, does people do it? Do we have a chat box where people could type? If you have a chat box where you could type, I would say, let me see who remembers the female AGRIMAN name. She's right on the screen and putting the name in the chat box. And well, you might be able to win a prize. I could find you wherever you are and send you a comic book, you know. Let's take it. So if anyone remembers the female name, put it in. I'm gonna count. I'm gonna do a countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. I'm seeing some answers. I'm not seeing the right answer. 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, out of time. Oh, there we go. Shannon, is you. You weren't allowed to play though. But yes, so Shannon got it correct. Photosynthesis. Like, I'm like, how could these young people come up with such a name? I mean, I was just like you guys thinking about, you know, well, I see someone has crop mom, that's nice. AgriLady, AgriGirl, you know, but those kids came up with photosynthesis. Like, whoa. Yeah. So anyhow, and of course, then we have AgriBots, that little robot guy there. So we'll go around to schools, we'll do school tours, we will tell stories, of course, using our comic books. We have our AGRIMAN in a costume as a mascot, really impacting these children. And we always say it like this, those kids, because of how we create the drama, the excitement, those kids would never, ever forget the day that they met AGRIMAN. And AGRIMAN, and if it's not but one message, plant one tree, you will eat for free. And there we go right there. Almost you want to call it brainwashing. It's good brainwashing, you know, and for a good cause. So a little bit more about WHYFARM, you know, WHYFARM, agri-edutainment for children, and we provide all these services. We deliver inspiration and motivational content to youth and children across the world to get them to contribute towards achieving food and nutrition security via innovation, creativity, and agripreneurship. You know, we do work, trainings and consultancies via communities and schools and universities. We help government plan out youth engagement strategies. We work with universities to develop strategies in terms of how do we engage young people? How do we develop curriculums for high school, for universities, etc.? And you know, a little bit about I'm a little more about the problem. You know, of course, food and nutrition insecurity is a global crisis, is a global problem. You know, I often say that yes, we go to the supermarket and we see so much food on the shelves, but if we don't continue to have food producers, in the blink of an eye, you know, that those food in the supermarket can literally start to dwindle down, you know. And about 1 in 10 persons are suffering from hunger daily, and nearly 1 in 3 people lack regular access to adequate, nutritious food. And it's very important to highlight nutritious food because we can consume foods that fill us, but not foods that fulfills us. And, you know, we have to live in a world where we ensure that it's equal, where everyone has food to fulfill them. So we are fighting and advocating for the fulfillment and the nourishment of food. So it's easy to say food security, but it's harder to say food and nutrition security. And we spoke about our aging farming population, and we spoke about our disinterest in agriculture. So, of course, we have a line of AGRIMAN comic books, which I want all of you guys to get your hands on. And, you know, we are trying this year to work more within the US spaces to be able to get books in stores in the US, via universities, via colleges, via, you know, different programs, such as these programs with, you know, with the Soil for the Society Network, you know. So we have topics of all different ranges on health and nutrition and soil, of course, and digital agriculture, and you know, being able to consume healthier food options, being able to support farmers, being able to use technology and traditional practices to be able to have a healthier farming population and healthier food, of course. So we do agriculture kids school tours, going around to schools and doing all these programs. I'm usually if you think I'm not boring, I'm the boring one. So when AGRIMAN goes into that costume, it's a world of excitement. And then, of course, we have our kids club, where kids would meet on our farm regularly. We do have a farm as well. And then we have programs such as the Agripreneur Mastermind program, finding, well, we call it Amp It Up, finding TNT's next top agripreneur. And this can be customized to anywhere in the world, literally, like an 8-week training and capacity sort of boot camp program where they win grand prizes, they go to field trips, we bring in industry experts to teach them, and they compete with each other. So here's some of the folks there of one of our inaugural events that we culminated at the Hyatt Regency in Trinidad. They won these grand prizes to be able to have some seed funding for their ideas and their businesses. You know, at WHYFARM, we don't just talk support, but you know, we literally lend our support as well to, of course, through partners, through donors, through grants that we may have won to be able to help these other young people. And did I say that WHYFARM also stands for We Help Youth Farm? Yeah, so the why, we help youth. But we also say that it's important before knowing how to farm, you must know why to farm. And the why comes with the inspiration. We do urban gardens, grown in East Port of Spain. Port of Spain is the capital of Trinidad and Tobago, where we definitely train young people who were never exposed to even, I don't know, picking a mango on a tree, you know, because they live in the urban side of Port of Spain. And we do gardens in their backyards and whatnot in community spaces, community trainings and consultancies. We are very active. We keep ourselves very busy. I often wonder, how do we do it? You know, when you ask yourself, how do you do it with limited resources, you know? But the passion, the purpose, the productivity to save the planet, I think continues to drive us. And if you look at how WHYFARM is growing future nourishers, you know, we work with children between the age of 6 to 12, using the comics and using Agriculture Kids Club. Then we get to our Teenage Agripreneur Bootcamp, we call it TAB. And then we get to the Amp It Up, which I just mentioned, and then master classes. And it's just a reoccurring sort of cycle. And we, of course, our dream is to get our kids in the Agriculture Kids Club to get up to the master classes and become, become agripreneurs, become farmers in their own creative right. No one is telling you that you have to go and plant this or rear this animal, but you could create products services, all the different types of things that is needed for the ag industry. You know, WHYFARM is more, we are more than just agri-edutainers. So we have the WHYFARM value chain. And I want you all to just, conceptualize this with me for a second in terms of how, the input that we give, training, education, support, soil, seedlings, giving you the tools to farm. Then, of course, the farming lessons, harvesting and developing products. Then we go to processing. We have packaging of products. We do chocolate making. I'm going to show you a little bit about that afterwards. Distribution, of course, then to retail, to supermarkets, and then, of course, to our consumers. So it's like we are tapped in to every part of the value chain, more or less, and we try to provide services, but also create opportunities for young people as well, too. So impact and reach, it's obviously way too much to go into all of it, but, we have done so many comic books internationally. We have done tours in Brazil, in St. Lucia, throughout schools in those places, train different, over 700 participants annually. We continue to provide like seedlings and soil to different community people that cannot afford it. We do global talks all over the world. Thought for Food is one of our great partners where we participate with them annually. We have the Agripreneur Incubator Design Lab, and let's quickly talk about that. A space on our farm where young people could come and actually design their products, but of course get training to do this from concept to commercialization, from idea stage to implementation. So you have an idea to create a dried mango product. How am I going to do this? You come to WHYFARM, you sign up, we provide you with the dehydrator, we provide you with lessons on marketing and branding and naming your product, packaging, sustainable packaging, try our best to, and voila, and then of course provide you with the support to be able to get to the supermarket as well too. So much things to talk about regarding impact. I'm an international speaker. I go all around and speak. I'm definitely looking for some of you all to hire me for your next event as well. But also like for any, grants that you may have and projects that you have. And once it's circulating around youth engagement, education, Alfama, the agri-edutainer, is your guy. That's the pitch I'm making there. So, of course, partnerships and features. We have continued to partner with so many people internationally, locally. We take pride in getting featured in different media articles, Forbes articles, and different local articles here as well too. But it's very important, and partnership actually helps you to get the job done. When I first started my entrepreneurship journey, it was like, yeah, you could do it. And then you realize a year later, no, you can't do it alone. It definitely takes what you might take 10 years to do, a partner can help you walk through that door in 1 month. And that's the reality of it, just as how I'm speaking here today in front of you all. Yeah. Of course, I receive a lot of awards, praise God, a lot of awards, a lot of features for different work that we have done, we continue to do. People support us with it. Of course, don't think we have enough support, we need more, right? And different things throughout the world, throughout different entrepreneurship competitions, and all of that helped us to get to where we are today. But why? Why? People say, when you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. When you teach a man how to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. But when you teach that man why to fish, you feed him and his entire family and generations to come the importance of growing your own food. Yeah? So that why becomes way more important than the how. And it's important to always know not only how you're doing it, but why you're doing it, so that you could be able to come up with creative things like this. You could farm inner sneakers, right? So yes, you could farm literally inner sneakers. And I try to when I did this project, I had kids in my community. Then I traveled to Connecticut, where I did a camp as well too. And we farmed, and I told them to bring sneakers, and we planted in the sneakers. I tried to get Nike to be able to be part of my project. I was like, just farm it, just Nike, just farm it. They didn't pick up on it as yet, but maybe soon, right? So, my dear friends, we also do agro processing. you know, from the crop to the shop. You know, this is me in my dashing bush patch here being an agriholic. And then this is our, of course, Agriman must have his super vegetables in a pack that kids could go to the supermarket and be like, Mommy, Daddy, Agriman was in our school today. I want to get this Agriman product. So, of course, it's a way to get kids to be able to consume their vegetables, you know, kind of like a Popeye the Sailor Man. You know, of course, his inspiration for eating the spinach was Bluto. Was what's her name? To fight Bluto to win over Olive. Yeah, that was an interesting thing, and I think that made me eat spinach when I was younger. So whatever works, right? So this is our Agriman Callaloo pack. The secret ingredient, and this guys don't tell nobody, is Agriman love. Yeah. So from the bean to the bar, this is me harvesting cocoa beans at our farm, and then we actually make the Daisy Darling chocolate. Daisy is the parang queen of the world, and she's from Siparia, where I'm from, which I'm inviting all of you to come, by the way, to come, whether you have interns in your classes, for those of you all who are professors or lecturers, you know, we definitely open up our farm and Siparia for you all to come visit us and do some internships with your students, etc. Yeah. From the plant to the pack, we grow these pimento peppers, we call it flavor pepper, and we dehydrate it and we use it as pimento powder, and we ship this to different parts of the world as well, especially to West Indian people who can't come home to get this pepper because it's a flavored pepper that they love for their pot. This is what it looks like. AGRIMAN AGventures. So I'm going to stick a little pin here now and read for you something that is super about the secrets of the soil. Comic book. AGRIMAN's adventure kicks off with drought and blazing heat. By photosynthesis, there are floods moving to a thunderous beat. The weather has been really strange all over the world. 1 minute it's raining, the next it's really hot. What is causing the temperature to change non-stop? Crops are getting destroyed and livestock is in danger. The team wiggles underground with earthworms as they toil. Who teach them as they tunnel is the answer in the soil? Aha! Someone is on the loose causing destruction. His name is Climutate and his mission is to stop food production. Is there a link to reckless human behavior? Our food security squad discovers a shocking plot twist. They need the help of a world-famous soil scientist. He teaches them what to do above and below the ground. Can it stop Climutate when his plow leaves the compound? Ladies and gentlemen, my favorite comic book from all that we have done of all time is The Secrets of the Soil, because the secret was told to them by none other than an earthworm. And the earthworm goes underground and takes AGRIMAN, Agribot, and photosynthesis through a journey underground of what is happening with our soil. And this is the kind of education that the AGRIMAN AGventures bring, of course, in a comic way, in an entertaining way, in a poetic way, but bring it real education that children could be like, you know, after reading it. And it's just, the graphics, it's super amazing. So I actually have, I'm not sure if you all seeing me right now, but I actually have one of the comics in my hand here. And you could see, you know, how amazing and the graphics is so awesome with it. And this is what we use as our education tool. You know, and of course, we put this into animation, and we put this into like motion comics as well. But of course, we encourage you reading, because literacy is really important as well amongst children who only want to go on YouTube and look at videos, you know? So it's very important. So yeah, these are some of our other issues here. The outbreak, I really love this one as well. And our most recent is this one, is Slippery Slope, which simply speaks about, you know, sort of ecosystem-based adaptation, speaks about the vetiver grass. So it's, you know, all is just super amazing. And I'd love for you guys to get your hands on these. Yeah. So, and then, so of course, I'm kind of winding down, you know, and I want you guys to literally stay in touch with me. This is our contact number, our email, our website. We are on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Yeah, whatever is out there, we are on it. And yeah, so I'm not sure of my time, but I want to say thank you very much. this was a quick run through, giving you all some inspiration. And I think we could probably open up the floor now. Well, probably back to you, Shannon, and then you could let me know what's next.